what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys checking out today's video and spending some time with me. I'm actually heading back home. I had to go to Truman Lake today to do a promotion for Bridgeford Foods. We got that BFL tournament up there on Saturday that I'm not going to have any practice for, but I did have to do some work today. So heading back from that, wanted to do today's video. Guys, today I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I want to talk about, like the topic said, it's like what the heck has happened to us in terms of the division amongst bass anglers out there in a lot of different areas. So we're going to get into that in today's video, and also be glad to get your guys' opinion on that as well. Also, guys, you've heard me talk about this. I just wanted to give you the update on the summer kickoff sale at Tackle Warehouse. If you guys are looking to purchase some tackle, it's got a bunch of really good deals right now for summer on everything they have there. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description, and if you use and bookmark that link for your tackle, it's a really good way to support the channel. The channel gets a small percentage of a commission on anything you buy, so if you like intuitive angling and you want to help out here, that's a really good way to do it. Get some good deals on tackle at the same time. Really appreciate that. Okay, guys, here's sort of what I want to talk about a little bit. It's like I've been in this sport for a long time, guys. I mean, I've been fishing full time in the fishing industry since 1985. I've been able to survive and fish full time with every single bit of money, income that I earn, some way through the fishing industry, whether it be tournaments or sponsorships or whatever it has. So, been in it a long time. And prior to about probably, I'm going to guess, probably prior to about 7 or 8 years ago, one of the things about bass anglers you never heard is that nobody ever talked about politics, ever. It's like I can remember from the time I started bass fishing until about 7 or 8 years ago, I had no clue what their political affiliations were, because they didn't talk about it. Nobody ever mentioned it, and that was great. It's like everybody kept it to themselves. They didn't talk about it. Even some of my best friends. I mean, I had friends, guys, that I was really close to that we never talked about it. It just never ever came up. And now, the last 6 or 7 or 8 years, it's just like that's all you hear about. And I hear it all the time on my channel. People will try to label me politically. It's like, what does it matter? It's like we're all freaking American bass fishermen here, or if you are from a different country, you still love to bass fish. We have a brotherhood of bass anglers here. What the heck difference does it make what your political affiliation is? That is the most petty, ridiculous thing that I have ever heard, and it's created a tremendous amount of division. There's about 30% of the audience out there that I have seen that are obsessed by this. They just like bring it up all the time, and it's like that's how they identify people, and they pit people against each other, and they create division, and it's just a bunch of crap. It's absolutely ridiculous. I wish we could go back to the days where nobody ever talked about politics and you never talked about religion. That's one thing I remember my grandma always said. It's like, Randy, you don't ever talk about politics and religion. It doesn't ever lead to anything good. That's very wise. And up until about 7 or 8 years ago, we didn't do that. But it's like now, it's like all over the place. And I think a lot of it has to do with the advent of social media, and it has to do with some political figures out there that are, it's in their vested interest to create outrage. There's some people out there that like to create fake outrage. It riles up their base, makes them mad, makes them engaged a little bit. So a lot of the problems that we see with this have been from self-serving politicians and the social media. Now, the other thing that we got going out there is this whole division that forward-facing sonar and technology has created in fishing. Now, one of the things about this is like, and I can understand this a little bit because you guys know my opinion on technology and forward-facing sonar. I am very vocal about it, and I have been part of the reason across this country that there is a division there, because I see an inherent danger in it, and I'm trying to bring to light this inherent danger. But at the same time, you don't have to create this division of like the others out there, or like somebody is a bad person for wanting to fish shallow, or somebody wants to live scope, villainizing people out there. One of the things that I've always tried to do is I've made it very clear that I don't blame anyone out there. I don't blame any angler out there that uses live scope or forward-facing technology, because they've been forced to do that. It's not the angler. They have been put in that position awkwardly by the tournament organizations. They're the ones to blame, not the anglers. The anglers have to do it to survive. I mean, if I was fishing the Bassmaster Elite Series or the Bass Pro Tour now, it's like, if you don't do that, you cannot survive as an angler. So I don't blame the people that have to do that in order to survive, but I do blame the tournament organizations for putting those anglers in that position. So prior to the whole forward-facing sonar deal, we never had this kind of division in the sport. We are more divided as a sport, as far as the sport of bass fishing right now. We are more divided than I've ever seen it by far. It's not even close, and we are divided as a country. It's like pitting us against them does not serve anybody at all. It does not serve the higher interests of any person in this country. And a lot of people, they really buy into that, and it's almost like it's a drug a little bit, that they have to encourage and perpetuate that. So the main thing that I wanted to say in this video, it's like, you know, we have just got to learn to be a little bit kinder and nicer and treat each other a little bit better. And like I said, you can still be for technology, for forward-facing sonar. You can be aligned politically or philosophically different than somebody else, but that doesn't mean that we can't get along as a group of anglers and a group of citizens in this country. And we've done it before. It's like, you know, we've gone along forever before because it never even came up. So it's sort of like there's two different areas with that. I mean, as far as in the bass fishing area, you know, a lot of it is choice when it comes to like the philosophical part of it, you know, and when you're talking about the bass fishing part of it, I mean, that's something that, you know, is a little different. But ultimately, it's like, I've just, like I said, I've been in the sport for 45 years, and the last 6 or 7 years in the sport, it has been more tense and more dramatic and more, there's just been, it's like a dang soap opera out there. So anyway, I just want to encourage all the anglers out there just to realize that as bass anglers, man, we are a brotherhood, and we got to stick together. Even people I don't agree with. There's a lot of people out there, like I said, that are full on balls to the wall technology, and I can get along great with them. It's like we can still do that. It's like you can have respect for somebody else even though they have a different opinion. But there's so many people out there, and I get it all the time. If you disagree with them, or if you have a different way of thought, they will call you an idiot. They'll call you a libtard. They'll call you a nut job. They'll call you just whatever, simply because they can't be civil. And of course, they wouldn't do it to your face. I've never had anyone say or call that to my face. There's an element of safety that people feel behind the keyboard, and I realize that a lot of people say stuff behind the keyboard that they would not normally say to somebody's face, because there is that element of disconnection. It's almost like they feel that it's a safety net from their basement typing on their laptop or whatever. But it doesn't have to be like that. It's like we can all, you know, respect each other. We can all, you know, be kind to each other out there, and we can all, you know, work to better this sport, because I don't know if there's anyone out there that does not have a vested interest in seeing the long-term sustainability of our sport, the long-term sustainability of our environment, to be able to, you know, have a playing field for that sport. But how we get there is what's different, because a lot of people, when we talk about stuff like that, there's a segment of the population, guys, and I would put it at about 25% of the bass fishing population, that are just in simple denial of reality when it comes to issues we have in the sport. They live in an information bubble, an information silo. They surround themselves with like-minded people that basically are just incorrect when it comes to certain things regarding the sport. So main thing is I wanted to get across in this video, guys, is like we don't need to be divided. We need to work together. We need to respect each other. We need to be kind to each other. We need to work to motivate the tournament directors and the tournament organizations to do the right thing for the sport, because I think they have a long way to go on that. I think they make a lot of mistakes, both Bassmaster, both MLF, both, you know, local regional circuits. you know, these are just people running the circuits. Just because they're a tournament organization does not mean that they have all the answers. You know, sometimes they need to listen to people that have a lot more experience in this sport than they do. But anyway, guys, let me know what you all think about it. Just a few random thoughts today, and hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate everybody out there. Talk later. See you.